James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And while I tell you, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. We got this young man that I met at the gym that I go to. I mean, it's so inspiring, at least when I was chatting with him, talking with him. I mean, I was so inspired. I came back and said, Michelle, I got to get this guy on the show. I think he, the wisdom that he shows, and I'm talking about just a smile. All of these things are contagious because when you understand which path and which direction you're going toward, you always have a positive attitude. So I'm interested in finding a whole lot about this young man. I tell you, I want everybody to sit back, grab you about 8-9 bags of popcorn because we're going on a journey. So how you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Daylight savings time hit us this past weekend. We definitely felt it because we barely made it to the gym. But, it's a good day and we have an amazing guest, like you said, and we cannot wait for the audience to hear him. And he brings a lot of wisdom and enlightenment to the show. So excited to have him.
So whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether you're watching us on E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 80 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the show, and even if you listen to us on the radio, AM 660, The Answer out of Dallas, Fort Worth, AM 1170, The Answer out of San Diego, FM 96.1, The Answer out of San Diego, welcome to the show. You want to be part of the conversation? All you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you. We'll get you an answer. Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest?
Most definitely. So, the title of today's show is called Work, Wonder, and Wisdom. And we're having a sit down conversation with Mr. Stephen Cook. He's going to discuss the evolution of race relations and optimism for the future, a life of hard work and adaptability, the power of community and connection, resilience in the face of challenges. So, Mr. Stephen Cook grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the 60s. Throughout his life, he witnessed incredible progress in race relations and remains hopeful that future generations will continue building a more inclusive world. His journey has been one of hard work and adaptability, starting with dreams of professional golf, shifting through careers in plumbing, newspaper distribution, and the railroad, and now serving with the TSA. Along the way, Steve has been shaped by the kindness of others, from Navy friends who lent a helping hand to the diverse community he now calls home in Texas. Life's unpredictability, from career changes to weathering Hurricane Ian, has only reinforced his resilience and appreciation for the adventure that each new chapter brings. So please welcome to the show, Mr. Stephen Cook.
That's quite a build-up. I hope I can live up to it.
How you doing, Steve? How you doing?
I'm doing great, JC. It's wonderful to be on here with you and Michelle, and looking forward to it.
Man, it's always a pleasure, man. Chatting with you at the gym and just watching you, especially in the cycling classes and stuff like that. Because most people our age, I said our age, they don't expect us to be in those classes because they can't think that we can't keep up. You know.
Exactly. You know what? And I set a pretty close to a personal record today at the cycling class, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh man, you know, the topic that we're talking about today, we're talking about work, wonder, and wisdom. And the reason we came up with that title is because I believe in anything that you do, it's going to require work.
Bingo.
Work you have to focus on. You have to all of these things requires work. Wonder is sometimes we wonder, are we putting the right amount of work in order to achieve or do the job or the successes that we are going for. And wisdom is as we go along that path. I believe that it's important that we learn from everybody that we encounter. You know, whether it's the janitor over here, whether it's this or anybody. I mean, everybody brings value. So I want to start off by saying that is, Steve, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you, where you grew up, what make you happy? I know what Michelle said in the bio. Why you, constant smile on your face, even when you were working this other job. I used to, you was one of the individuals that brought me there to get the food because this conversation and chat. So can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about you? What makes you click? Why you're so passionate about what you do?
Well, you know what, JC, life is not easy. And a long time ago, I told my kids, and they told it right back to me as things have gotten hard for me over the years. As long as you don't quit, it will work out. You know, I'm a devout Christian, love God, and I have just seen wonderful things happen through life just from being persistent, and not going to stop now. 69 and a half and looking forward to whatever things come in the future.
You know, always looking forward to what things come in the future, but just having a sense of direction of where you're going. Case in point, our conversation last week, you said, hey, JC, I've been thrown on a different path. I'm going to pursue this other avenue for employment. Can you tell our viewers and listeners, when do a person, from your perspective, understand that sometimes it's time to change? Sometimes it's time to go in a different direction than what we are. And sometimes we're going to wonder, I'm going to keep mentioning that, whether we're doing the right thing, but without any risk, there's no reward. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, you know what? I was working at HEB in the barbecue, and having a great time, but I did not feel like it was for me. I love working with people and love talking with customers. As a matter of fact, I got Employee of the Month at the end because of the customers. My supervisor told all the other supervisors when they were voting for Employee of the Month, have any of your people had 40 5-star reviews from Google? And when none of them said anything, he says, well, I've got your man then. But it wasn't quite for me, and I'd applied for the TSA. I felt the need, to have a new adventure, and that seemed like something that was worthwhile. And it took 5 months, but they finally pulled me in, said, let's do this. And right now, I'm working at DFW, and 5 days a week, I try to be extremely nice to people, and that people love that. I told them, I said, you don't have to be tough on people to get them to do what you want. If you want them to put their shoes in the basket, just ask them nice. They'll do it. And I have found that to be true. And I think that whatever people end up meeting me there, come away with a better opinion of the TSA, and that's always a good thing, because we're just trying to help people.
Wow. I remember the first time I went into the HEB. I'm talking about that particular restaurant. I mean, it was like, okay, I'm going in here. I don't know what to expect. First thing you did, hey, hi. You talked about a minute or so. He said, well, how can I help you? Now, like, wow, this guy right here is customer friendly. And a lot of people don't understand niceness. I'm talking about just developing that attitude where the customer and everybody that you come across, until they show you something different, that they are special.
Yes. And I told every customer that came in, I said, sir, I can guarantee your food is going to be great today, because if you tell me it's not, we will figure out what it's going to take to get it there. And that just eased people up, and hardly anybody ever complained. And if they did, I figured out what I could do to fix it. And they left happy. That's always a good thing. If somebody comes in and leaves happy, that's what we're always shooting for.
Wow, Steve, we got about a minute and a half before the break, but I always throw a wrench in with all the, I guess.
Go right ahead.
If you had one adjective that you could use to describe who is Stephen, what adjective would that be, and why?
Ooh, one adjective. Well, friendly. I love being friendly with people. Love it when they bring it right back at me, and I always look forward to hearing whatever thing is going on in their life. And and also I like to be complimentary. Everybody loves to be complimented, and you can see things in people. See that they either dress really nice or are very friendly, and just compliment them on it, and it helps accentuate it.
Friendly is so important. Um, it's so important to always understand that. I'm talking about not just in customer service, but I'm talking about anything that you do, friendly with family, friendly with everything. Tell you what, we're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna pick it up, and I'll tell you, and come back and really enjoy a lot more of this conversation with Stephen. If you want to be part of the conversation with your platform that you're watching us on, all you have to do is just go to the comments. That's any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome back to James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I'm just sitting here. My main man, Stephen Cook. I mean, what he was talking about in the last segment is being who you are, being you, being kind. Not because you have to do it, just develop that attitude. Because you never know who you're going to run across. And that they might be having major issues or problems, but you can lift them up with kindness, being friendly. I have been in restaurants and when I've done ordered food, and the people that were taking my order all nasty, mean. That's not what. Well, what do you want? That turns customers off. When you approach it with kindness, hey, how can I help you? How can I make your day? How can I do this? That's the type of person Stephen is. That's the type of person that this man is. And you guys get ready to hear his story. Because, hey, Steve, you sent us this 3-page summary of a lot of the things that, help shape you into who you are. I want you to share some of those things with our viewers and our listeners. First of all, about the environment that you grew up and how did, along the way, just like I said, different destinations will cause you to understand certain things and absorb a certain amount of what I call knowledge, understanding to get us focused. Can you talk about that? Can you tell them what environment you grew up in and how was some of the things that along the way helped shape your thought process and what you think today?
Well, I grew up in a very homogeneous society. My neighborhood was all white, very poor, but the minorities there were Italians and Eastern Europeans. That was my first 15 years of life, or 14 years of life. When I got to high school, we had African American students come from the inner city, and it was in a very, very tumultuous time, the late 60s, early 70s. And so there was a lot of bad feelings. And I've made some good friends that, people of color, and I didn't understand a lot of what other people were saying, about how these people aren't good or those people aren't good. And I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. I just, I have noticed over time that conversations have changed. Like if you're with somebody, say I'm talking with you, a person of color, and I have a friend who is white nearby, it used to be that they stayed separate. Nowadays, they'll get right in and talk to each other, and it is awesome to see because no longer is the conversation about whether people are of color or not. It's just the things in the world that are going on, and I really appreciate the world that has come about, and I'm looking so forward to seeing, as things go, into the future, things get even better.
So what's some of the experiences that you might have had that shape your views on diversity, and that regardless of whether you're black, white, green, gold, purple,
Yeah,
that
well,
everybody is the same. I mean, it's just we believe if you cut, the blood gonna be red. Um, uh, and God created us different, I believe. I'm talking about in recognition. I'm talking about black, white, all that. But that does not change a person, and we should not look down. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about people should not be looking down on somebody because they don't look like them or
yeah.
they don't worship like them. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I was 17. I moved away from home to Florida because I really wanted to become a professional golfer. I found out as I was there for a bit and dealing with people that were really good and played at colleges that I just didn't quite have the skills that they did. And I didn't see a lot of that being developed in any short term. But the people in Florida, be they black or white, were incredibly helpful to me. I got there, I didn't have much money, and a guy I met there helped me find an apartment that I could afford. And people at the golf course where I went to work were just so incredibly helpful. The retired naval guys worked there just because they, needed something to do in their retirement. And one of them helped me work on my car because the timing chain went out. He ended up rebuilding the entire engine with the approval of the boss, who was also a retired naval officer. And they had people there, a black deacon who would go by Deacon, and his son James, who were very, very nice and invited me to their home and just were incredibly great people. And I just appreciated everything about them. They helped me learn everything I needed to learn to work at that particular place, and they uh, they just took care of me. And that was just something that I had no experience with prior to getting there. So they've really changed my perspective.
And I look at it like this: we run across people every day. If we can close the blinders on, wow, that person is not like me, or whatever that is, we can close the blinders on and just have an open. It doesn't matter whether you're homeless, whether you're this, or whether you're that. I believe that all of us bring value, bring this, and can educate each other. Just like you were talking about the guys, the Navy guys, and of course you already know I'm a retired Navy officer as well. That will that help you out and getting you focused. That hey, the world, even though it look like this, ain't all always like this. We all bring value. We all can help each other. So do you think there are areas where progress in race relationships has slowed? I'm talking about over the last 10 years. I mean, I thought we was on our way to, solving and loving each other and all this, but now,
Yeah, there was some chaos there for a bit. The whole George Floyd thing was sad, and it got out of control. And it looks to me like that's all over with, and people are starting to, look back at each other like, you know what, we can be friends. We don't have to be enemies, and I really appreciate that. I talk with a lot of black people every day, and I talk with a lot of white people. I like people, and it seems to me that we're a lot closer than we are far away. You
I,
know that.
I believe that we was getting a lot closer, but a lot of the things that made things equal playing field. I'm talking about the political portion. That's I think has created a rift right now. I'm from a black man perspective, and I'm talking about there is challenges that is arising that we thought that we had resolved years and years ago. That's kind of resurfacing, and I'm a little nervous that that's going to create a gap, uh, not just black, white. I'm talking about everybody. That's going to set time back, or set things back to long, long time ago. And I just hope that we have many people that understand that we have to love, not hate. We have to bring together uh, ourselves. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about the 4 C's: create, collaborate, commit with confidence, and to learn to live and work together. And as you mentioned about the George Floyd thing, yes, I thought that was, and I still think that's a resolved issue. But in society right now, is a lot of people are feeling that it's not resolved on a lot of things. Ain't talking about George Floyd, I'm talking about racial issues. Me, I'm gonna tell you, Stephen, I do not have a racist bone in my body. I don't even see whether a person is black, white, pink, gold. I get from the skin color, all that. But until they say something crazy or make me think that, oh, that's, I mean, how can, what words of wisdom would you tell anybody or say to anybody that's listening to the show right now that there is hope, that we don't have to get caught up in all the noise. We just have to be ourselves, and we have to learn to love ourselves.
Well, and I had a conversation with a woman at a restaurant, and she was a staunch Democrat, and I'm a conservative, not just necessarily a staunch Republican, but a conservative. And we were talking, and we talked about things we disagreed with, just in a normal conversation. At the end of the conversation, I just looked at her and said, it's awesome that we can talk about it and not get angry, not be mad at each other or anything else. Just to be able to talk about it is awesome. And if all of us can do that, I think progress is still going to continue.
I love what you said, because I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I am conservative. I am that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not to a partisan perspective. I mean, I see and I take things as is and make a decision, not based on whether you are a liberal or a conservative or Republican or Democrat. I mean, I just don't see it that way. I say, hey, I got my own mind. I'm down the middle. I'm going to be fair, and that's the only thing that I believe that our world, our society, our country have to push to the side the partisan portion of that, and just be you as who you are.
And I'm heartened to hear that the number of Christian people in America is going up the last couple of years, because you just have to be able to listen to what's out there and think for yourself. Think, this is right or this is not right, and make your decisions that way. It doesn't help to have someone say something to you and you just take it as gospel. There is a gospel, and if you listen to that, you'll be all right.
Hey, my friend, we got to take a station break. This is why I wanted you on the show, man.
I appreciate being here. You're an inspirational guy, bud.
We got a lot more. We got 2 more segments, I'll tell you. If you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching this on and ask any question that you might have in the comments. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
At Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, Stephen Cook, as you already know, incredible man. And we got so much we're going to talk about today.
Yep. And you know what, James? I would love to tell the story that you and I think when we first met, I was telling you, and I'm sure the people would love to hear it. I just noticed how fast time has gone by. I just don't want to miss telling it. I love telling it because it's a great story, and it has to do with where we're at.
And so we're not going to miss that one. That's coming up in this segment.
Okay.
But before we move forward, Viridian Christian University. Wow. A wonderful university. You guys say, hey, you're the chancellor. Of course, I am the chancellor of the university. But I tell you what, we reach lives around the world. Our university, our graduates, most of our graduates are 80% from other countries. But we're building lives, we're building Christian lives, we bringing the world together, we're encouraging others to do themselves, meaning look inside yourself. So Viridian Christian University, check us out. We got 30 different degree programs, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, honorary doctorates. We are accredited university, meaning that it counts toward whatever you're doing. So we would love for you guys to go to Veridian Christian University website, check us out, become a part of us. Yeah, so Steve, yeah, that's what I want to do was talk about that story that me and you talked about, because wow, the guy walking down the street, or et cetera, which I'm not going to tell who that guy was, but it was so enlightening and so inspiring. Can you talk about it, Steve?
Sure. I think the year was 92, or it might have been 93, right in there somewhere. I can't recall. But I was delivering newspapers and driving straight ahead down the street in this real nice area in St. Louis with townhouses. And coming down the street right at me was a guy running with his arms in the air, wearing just his boxer shorts, his black man. And he comes right up to my vehicle. And I got my window down, and he looks in and says, "You got to help me. You got to help me." I said, "Well, sir, I don't know about that, but what's going on?" He says, "Well, I was taking my trash out. The door shut behind me and locked." And he says, "Can you help me get a locksmith?" I said, "Well, I got some things to do right here, but within 5 or 10 minutes, I can get to a 7-Eleven, and we'll see what we can figure out." So he gets in the vehicle with me, and I'm running in and out of buildings. And about the third building, he says, "You're in better shape than most of the people I know." And at that point, I did not know what people he was talking about. But we get to the 7-Eleven. He can't go in because he's just wearing his boxer shorts. So I go in, we go find the locksmith's phone number, call him, give the address where he's going to meet us. And then we take off, head back to his place. So on the way back, he tells me, he says, "I'm with the St. Louis Cardinals. And if you want bats, balls, gloves, whatever you want, just tell me. I'll get it for you." I said, No, but what I would love to do is come sit in the dugout sometime. And he says, "How about this weekend?" I said, "Well, that's awesome." He says, "Saturday, okay?" I said, "Yeah, that's great." He says, "You can't be in there during the game, but you can get there before the game and sit with us and watch what happens." I said, "That's awesome." He says, "How many tickets you want?" I said, "4. That'd be awesome. I got two boys I'd love to bring along, and my father-in-law." He says, "You got it. They'll be there at the will call." So I went to the will call on that Saturday, and they were there, but he was not there to take us underneath Busch Stadium to get out to the game. And voice comes up from behind. It's Jack Buck. Jack Buck, the great radio announcer. And he says, "I'll take him." And my father-in-law is just so excited because he loved Jack Buck. And so Jack Buck gave us a guided tour underneath Busch Stadium, all the way out there, showed us where they eat their food, where they, can do some exercise, where they rub down the balls with sand. And then up ahead, there's a little ray of sunshine. I go through that door, and I'm right in the dugout next to Joe Torre. I sit down next to Joe. Somebody hands me a ball, and I hand it to Joe. I said, "Joe, could you give me a signature?" And he said the only 2 words that I heard him say in the 4 or 5 or 6 times that I was in the dugout. He says, "Sure, I'll do it." So we're sitting there, and the players are all being incredibly friendly. They got my kids sitting on their laps. Lee Smith, big journeyman reliever who's known for being a mean guy on the mound. He's got my youngest boy on his lap, teaching him how to hold the ball, to throw certain pitches. I thought, this is just incredible. And when I go to leave, 2 outfielders come up to me. One's a baseball and football player, good-sized guy. The other's another outfielder, good-sized guy. They look at me and say, "You know what? We need to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, well, sure." So I don't know what they were going to say to me. I didn't know if maybe my kids had been too rambunctious, or maybe I, was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But they get me into a little alcove, like a small closet almost. They say, "All right, we need the truth. Did you really stop at 3 a.m. in the morning for a black man running down the street in his underwear?" I said, "Yeah, I sure did." And they said, "Man, we all lost money on that bet." And I just laughed, and they went on their way. And I went for probably 5 or 6 games during the course of the next 2 years, because the guy would just come out and meet me in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, you want to come to a game this weekend?" I said, "Sure, that's awesome." And he was just a great guy. And I do keep up just looking on the internet just to see how he's doing. He teaches or he's a baseball coach now out in Maryland. And I think that's just great because, I could tell that he had an affinity for it. He had a young boy at that time. So I just wish him the best and hope life just continues to bless him.
Let me tell you something about, I was talking to Pastor AJ today at the gym. I'm going to introduce you to him tomorrow if you're there or whenever.
I'll be there.
He and I was talking about how we don't know, I'm talking about the path or the things that we're doing at the time, as long as we're doing it as a God's way or through honesty, integrity, and ethics, that you never know how you're going to be blessed. You never know how you're going to be blessed.
No.
And you don't worry about it, because if you're doing the right thing, God is going to bless you anyway. You're on a paper route and you run across this guy. When he ran up, I assumed that you probably like, oh, this guy crazy, whatever, in the draws. I can imagine how.
Well, you see all kinds of people out at 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, but that's different. And then a lot of people judge people immediately. That's what I would tell you, Steve. People judge people immediately, not understanding that everybody ain't bad. Just give them a chance to show themselves.
Yes.
I believe, based on your story, which is incredible, that you're like, hey, don't know what this is, but let me be open-minded, not make judgments. And
that's exactly what we did, the both of us. He was open-minded with, talking to me, and I was open-minded listening.
But that's what we need in the world. That's what we need in the United States. Be open-minded, opposed to laying judgment. When we lay judgment on something that we don't know nothing about, and I guess we all do.
It's hard not to.
But I'm talking about when it comes to the extent where every time you see somebody, if they black, oh no, they getting ready to steal my you watch. I mean, all that type of stuff. Everybody, once you don't fit all. And I believe if you're a believer, that God plant things and he do what he call this test. He tests you to see if you are in walk with him or in walk with you based on what's in your heart. Because what's in a man's heart or a person's heart, they will speak it. What's in your heart. And he tests you that day, I believe, and it turned out pretty good.
Yes, it did.
I bet your boys had an absolute wonderful time. They're never going to forget that.
No, and they've got signatures from everybody on the team on some baseballs that I've given to them, so they can remember that forever.
Oh man, you are an incredible guy. We're gonna take a station break. But we got so much more that we're going to come back and that we're going to talk about. And Stephen, I tell you, this is way better than I expected. I'm talking about this is a learning experience, teaching experience, and it's also a experience where we teach. Don't judge. Just give it a few seconds before we react to something. I tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on. Go to the comments, ask any questions. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Dr. Michelle Cooley will be joining us in the next segment. So I did not say this right now, but it's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Doctor James J.C. Cooley. All right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, thoroughly enjoying this discussion. I don't even call it an interview, but it's a discussion. And sometimes the only way that we can get an understanding of who a person is to be able to sit back and talk with them and understand what's in their minds and understand what we are trying to achieve. Most of the things that I try to achieve when I'm talking to a person is to figure out whether they're real or not, or do they have good intentions or bad intentions? Because we all have been through challenges and we all have been through a lot of things. But I believe that everything we do is about love, compassion, sharing, being able to live together, work together, talk together. And that's what I want out the world. And for the 2 months that I have known Stephen Cook, I just love, when I see him in the gym, I run behind him and just chat with him because he inspired me. And he's fit. I mean, when I say I think his philosophy is the same as mine. We can't blame being out of shape and all that. Well, neither one of us are nowhere near there, but it's a mindset. But mindset is also mental. It's also physical, and it's all the other things spiritual that goes with that. So I tell you, we got Dr. Michelle Cooley on this show right now, and hey, Stephen, I'm gonna turn it over to her right now.
Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Stephen, how are you?
I'm doing just peachy, thanks.
Well, you know what? People, where they decide to buy a house or wherever and live in the neighborhood, it really depends on what they're looking for. But you know what? Diverse neighborhoods teach you a lot about other people as well as yourself. So how has living in a diverse neighborhood in the state of Texas, how has that enriched your life?
It was a complete surprise. We were not expecting things near as diverse as here. People live right next door to me who are from Myanmar, and right next to them, Nepal, and across the street, people from Jamaica, and we love all of them. They're awesome. I got to tell you, the people from Myanmar invited us over for New Year's Eve, and they had all this food, and all these people that, were doing their best to speak English for me, because I was the only one there that didn't speak their language. And then they started breaking out the food. And I got to tell you, they had at least 15 dishes that looked beautiful, but none of them did I recognize as food. And I asked the guy who invited me over, I said, which one should I eat? He pointed to one that was very bright. And I said, that looks a little hot. He goes, oh, yeah, it's very hot. I said, no, I'll take the other ones then. And I ate about 6 different foods that were awesome, but that I had no idea what they were. I still don't know what they were. But I can tell you this, everybody in that place was incredibly friendly and just would come up, shake my hand, and they tell me, thank you for coming. And I look forward to seeing them again very soon, I hope. They're just awesome people.
It's funny. When we grew up is where, how neighbors looked out for each other.
Yeah.
Everyone looked out for other neighbors' kids. I think now it's not as so, but it is so amazing how you get to know your neighbors. And they do look out for you. They look out for your property. If you're gonna go out of town or something, you ask them like, "Hey, can you just check my mail?" It's about connection. It's about community. Do you feel that's what you've been like embraced with being in a diverse neighborhood and just learning about new things and new people and just saying, "Hey, I didn't know that." It just your mind is expanded. Can you kind of comment on that?
Well, you know what? Every one of the neighbors around me is from a different country. And the one right next door is also from America. So that it's a great experience learning about their lives. And the people from Jamaica, lived in England for a while and came over, and they're great. And I think they're going to end up moving to Colorado at some point here soon. But they're great people, and we just love chatting with them and being around them. And they've had a little diversity or a little bit of just bad luck, I guess. That the husband just his health has had some hard times, and but all you can do is just pray for them and hope that it gets a little better. And they people at the corner have had some hard times with health scares too, and we can't even find what hospital the gentleman is at, but we're looking to do that soon. And he's been in for a couple weeks, so the times are not always easy, and you can try to be there for each other, and that's great. And it seems to me, even the people I think that are right across the street that I think are Muslim from Africa, you can come together with religion. It's a great uniter, and it doesn't have to be a divider. It really doesn't.
And you know what? It's all about just meeting good people, regardless of, what religion they practice or where country they're from. As long as they're good people, I just feel that that's really all that matters. They got a good heart. They treat treat everybody with respect. And, it's always nice to stay close, stay connected with them. Now, here's my next question as far as staying connected. You mentioned in your bio, you sent to me that you're not really on social media. How do you stay connected to the people you met along the way if you're not on social media?
You know what? I keep all their names in my phone, and I text them whenever I can just to see what's going on with their life and tell them what's going on with mine. And I make sure and watch the text, because if they respond, I want to get right back with them. I don't want to be, 1 day or 2 days later. So I try to do that with everybody that I know and love around the country. And, there are people I've lost touch with over the years, and I feel bad about that. But I keep a lot of them, right on my phone. And if the text is not moving just the way I think it will, I'll just call them, right on the phone right then and talk to them. So it's a good thing to have a personal connection with them.
Yeah, hey Stephen, we're down to the last 1 minute of the show. So just been an absolutely fantastic conversation with you. What is 3 things real quickly and within a minute that you want our viewers and our listeners to take away from this absolutely great conversation.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this, JC. If you are nice to people, they will surprise you how nice they can be right back to you. It's just not something that's hard to do. It's easy to be nice. And uh, I just love being around people. And I love it when people, take that niceness and turn it right around. And I'm hoping that that just continues for the rest of my life.
Well, Stephen, I'm going to tell you, man, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Give you a hug, man. Just
You know what? I got a quick funny story. So I'm at the restaurant at HEB, and my immediate boss does not really like me that much because I fight for people, when their food isn't right. And one day she's in the restaurant, and this couple of little white girls come up to give me a hug because I had given them a banana pudding to share together. And after that, the boss is kind of looking like, "What's going on?" And right as I'm walking back from hugging the two little girls, this mountain of a black man stands up and says, "Come here, sir." And I come over to him and he says, "My wife and I just wanted to tell you that we think you are a genuinely nice guy, and would it be okay if I gave you a hug?" And he gives me just a bear hug, and my boss, I think, almost fainted. It was awesome to see and to feel.
wow, it is. I'll tell you what, I thank you so much. We got to get you back on the show again if your schedule permits. I'd like to thank Stephen Cook for taking the time to come on the show. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in to the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'd like to thank my producers in San Diego, California, that AM 1170 Answer, and also my producers in Dallas, AM 660 Answer. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life, and we will see you then.
You're an inspiring guy.